Welcome back to SmackDown Vs Raw 2008 General Manager Mode. I am your host, Attack Slug. We have a fine Tuesday program on the deck for today, including a brand new rivalry, the most logical of rivalries, and that's going to be Taker versus HBK, running until No Mercy, and who among those two will end up being the #1 contender? That is the question. Of course, that's not until No Mercy, so who's going to be challenging after SummerSlam is another thing to be decided here in the interim. We'll find out. But today on our roster here, who is the most fatigued? It is the Sandman. Everybody else is kind of doing okay. Honestly, I can appreciate. So thankfully, we're down on that. Now, in terms of contracts, CM Punk, JTG, Matt Hardy, Mysterio, Sandman, and Shad in 4 weeks. They can wait. We have one injury now with John Cena, 1 week now for Mr. Cena. And otherwise, overall, we are doing, I think, okay in terms of morale. It is Batista, Jeff, Randy, and Taker are just unsatisfied with their current contracts. Soon enough, you guys, keep it moving and keep it popping. So, that being the case there, current champions are Stone Cold, Edge, Matt Hardy, and Randy Sandman as we head towards SummerSlam. Let's book our show after we have a whole week of, the usual boosters, and who, I might ask, needs those boosters. So I'm going to focus here down on the bottom, which is Crime Time, which is Ray, which is CM Punk. So CM Punk, let's just say CM Punk, Ray, and Shad, I think, are going to be the guys here. So let's double check on their fatigue for CM Punk, Ray, and Shad. Fatigue. Alright, so Shad is 3. He got to have Charity. But Punk and Ray, yeah, alright, Ray, Charity. So Shad, Charity, Ray, Charity, and CM Punk can do a trophy date. There we go. So, alright, Raw. Let's start out with that CM Punk trophy date, shall we? So let's get that one moving and underway. Hopefully a big one. Yup, a big success for the Straight Edge Superstar. And then Ray and Big Shad can do charity work before it leaves my brain. So let's just get that done right now and then go see what happened on those shows. So Shad does the charity work. And so does Ray Mysterio on a Wednesday here. So charity work. Right there. And then, Ray, where you at? Booyaka, booyaka, charity. Big success for Ray. The kids love him. Okay, so, what happened on that Raw and ECW? In Chicago was Raw, 3-star show. Masters beats Tori. Ashley beats Kennedy. Triple H and Mickey lose to Melina, Marcus, and Chavo. And main event was Regal and Snitsky beating MVP, and that's gotta be Kane. So 3-star show for them. ECW in Miami, we had Michelle McCool beating Mark Henry. Okay. We had Candice and Lashley beating Elijah and Umaga. We had Nitro and Kali beating Finley, and Kenny and Kelly beat Carlito and King Abuka. So 4-star ECW for them. And we have one more spot here for somebody. So who is pretty low on our Power 25, like down, that needs to be not on the bottom? Let's say myself. How about that? How about me? What about me? What about Attack Slug? Where's my fatigue at here? I honestly have no idea. I'm at 1. I could do that. I can make that happen. That's fine. Let's go. Trophy date for yours truly. Alright. That sounds alright to me. And there it is, +5 for ya boy. Okay, that being done, heading to SmackDown in Miami. Alright, so changes. This one definitely going to be vacated and changed. Let's do that. Vacant currently on that. And non-title, yes, that's main event. Obviously, this match here is going to not happen because now we have HBK in a feud with Taker. So Edge and Batista getting into it again in a regular matchup here. So not Shawn Michaels. Indeed, it will be the Rated R Superstar, the current U.S. champion. going to happen there, with their fatigue levels are good. Then we're going to have that match continuing to hopefully finish this feud soon. Vacant, this feud continues, and now we can kind of actually, what if we incorporate some business here, which is to say that I want to, first of all, vacate this whole thing, right? But, I obviously don't want to mix feuds, because I end up with a thumbs down last time. So, we need to make sure that Taker and HBK stay in this particular feud. But what if that feud was also started with a fatal 4-way? So Attack Slug, CM Punk, Undertaker, and HBK in a 4-way to open the show and to open this feud between Taker and Shawn Michaels. So it keeps more guys in the mix, so higher rating, hopefully, and also keeps that feud going in its first week. So those things can all make sense, but the main event of the show, with 1 week of I believe, a minor injury to John Cena, if I'm not mistaken on that. That was this one here? Yeah, a sprained knee. 10% impact. John Cena can work the show today with 1 week on that injury left. Which means we're back, boys, in that world title main event. It will be a regular match between Stone Cold Steve Austin, the champion once again, and John Cena. So don't you worry your pretty little head about that. 100 popularity superstars going head to head one more time. Give me a hell yeah. So that leaves our promos. We need to keep on building up this business, so we will have a slander promotion, and I will have, I guess, somebody do that. I don't know who. But number 2, we obviously are going to need money for these things, but what if we had some hype for a title match, and that title match being in the main event? So there we go with that. The hype package for that, the returning match between Stone Cold and John Cena, makes sense to me. So that all being said, let's confirm this SmackDown, and let's see that CM Punk entrance for the thumbnail on this SmackDown, shall we? Now, the fact that we are 23% complete on episode, 22 is a little bit concerning, because I don't want to do 100 episodes here, but I'm hoping it all works out somehow, some way in the long run. I think most folks who've done this game are at about episode, 60, 61-ish, what I've seen here on YouTube. Perhaps they gave up, but I don't know. Either way, I'm here to do it. When I say I'm going to do a thing, generally, I do a thing. So let's bring out the straight edge superstar, CM Punk, who is here to be on SmackDown, finally, with long hair. It's alright. So, the best in the world, CM Punk. And it's Clobberin time, or I guess this is not quite where we're at for Clobberin time, but this is very early on in his WWE career. CM Punk, or he was over, but they didn't want him to be over. And Tony Atlas had no idea who he was. So, there was that. But destined for greatness indeed was CM Punk. So there it is, throwing it up. Straight edge means he's better than you. And you know it. Now then, bring out the actual rivals here, which means the Dead Man and the Showstopper. Now, I have considered bumping it up to 2 weeks per episode to try to get things speeded up here on the show. The problem, again, is that you need to have a thumbnail for these shows, because not having a reasonable thumbnail and just having, hey, here's numbers on the thumbnail, is not going to bring in people to watch the video, even though that at this point, this channel is not doing that great anyway. So if you're here, I love you, I thank you, because a lot of y'all just stopped watching. So there's that. But not having a reasonably, alright, here's a wrestler and their face in the thumbnail, just having numbers is not going to be a good thumbnail. So that's just the general YouTube landscape. And I need to have that somehow, some way. And so, you know, we'll see how it goes. But yes, I have considered moving up to a faster schedule here with 2 weeks instead of 1 week per episode. So we'll see. It's on the docket, perhaps, because right now these take about a half an hour plus to film, depending on how these matches go. So there is that. But Punk and Slug briefly throwing hands, throwing feet, as HBK and CM Punk get into it a little bit. But Punk fights out of it DDT, and Taker goes to work on the Slug. Not unfamiliar are Slug and the Dead Man, considering that whole Umaga feud from, oh my god, into the outside. No count, because it's a fatal 4-way. So there's a rope break for some weird reason that does not actually make sense, because there shouldn't be a rope break in a 4-way. But we just seen that at Crown Jewel, that there was no rope break because there was a 3-way. So, you know, there shouldn't be in a 4-way. But definitely no countouts, because you have multi-men in this ring doing their thing. So Taker, though, just threatening aura of that Dead Man, and Slug going at it here on the outside. Can HBK take down CM Punk in the interim? It's quite possible. Or will he do a floor toss here? Like Randy Orton? No, one episode. Nope. Neck breaker from CM Punk as Taker just wallops on me repeatedly. Just showing no mercy as we head towards No Mercy after SummerSlam. So Taker, relax. Just beat red chest, man. Just chops on chops on chops from the Dead Man, and Sean taking the credit for some reason and posing. Oh my god, Tombstone, it's over. It's over. It's not over. Referee! Referee! Rope break. Again, there shouldn't be a rope break in a 4-way. These games don't get it right. There it is. 1, 2, and a 2 count. How? Tell me how I got out of that after being tombstoned. I don't understand. Shawn Michaels tuning up the band on CM Punk. So we saw a tombstone, and now we're going to see some sweet chin music. Fall into the cover. Here it is. 1, 2, breaks it up. And the beauty of the 4-way continues. That these two legends are just beating down the young guys, and then they'll eventually continue their feud to be who is the #1 contender and such. So that all plays into the kayfabe story here, and I like that a lot. But in the meantime, there could always be an upset. You never know when there could be an upset in these games. But if Slug was smart, he'd go get a chair. There shouldn't be DQs. There shouldn't be rope breaks. It should be, you know, hardcore and all that. But, you know. Anyhow, old school on myself goes the Dead Man as Punk hits Shawn Michaels. Old school. There it is. Good for him. Meanwhile, not capitalizing, and now CM Punk wants some of that Dead Man, that Phenom, rolling into it. Arm breaker, and not hardly enough. CM Punk putting Slug to sleep and knocked me out. And somehow CM Punk wins that match. I got a tombstone, I got a GTS, you know, I lose. I'm making these guys look good. That's the end of that chapter. But CM Punk, your winner on this evening. And I told you, straight edge mean he's better than me. So there it is. Congratulations to CM Punk here on SmackDown. Congrats. You did that. You made that happen. So the rest of the show, Mysterio, Matt Hardy. What do we get? Matt retains that title. Crime Time, Randy Sandman, and Randy Sandman retain that title. Batista versus Edge. Batista still loses there to Edge. And back in action, John Cena and Stone Cold Steve Austin. John Cena, even with that 10% injury, still beats Stone Cold for that World Heavyweight title. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, okay, okay. A full recovery. He's good. He's John Cena. He's Super Cena. You know. Alright. So, made it through. Did a good job. Thank you, John Cena. We are on the week before SummerSlam, Spokane, Washington. And we're at 29%. Good lord. That was a big jump there. 23 to 29. So, alright. An injury-free month. You're welcome, Bossman, VKM, and your grapefruits. What did we even do there? I don't even know. Let's check on our numbers here, and then call it for the day. So, match of the week is John Cena. What a surprise. Fan change SmackDown, 210,000. That's slander putting in the work. 3.5 star ECW. Raw had 3, I think? Yep, 3. SmackDown, we get 5 SmackDown. 5. 4.5. 4.5. I want that perfect 10. Not happening. But 3.1 for ECW, 2.75 for Raw, and 3.26 for SmackDown. Show me that fan support as SmackDown, for the first time, I think, since we started, is now the #1 brand in viewership. It took 22 episodes to get there. We got there. Good lord. It took some talent, drafting and stealing, and heading towards SummerSlam. SmackDown is in the lead. I'm so happy. Financials. We have 4.5 million in the bank. You love to see it. Power 25. John Cena back on top where he should be. Edge and Randy Orton. Then you got Regal, Batista, Steve Austin. MVP drops from 1 to 6. Taker. We got Ray. We got Shawn. We got Matt and Jeff. We got CM Punk. And wow, Crime Time dropped there a lot. But Attack Slug moving up from 21 to 18. And Sandman at the bottom. So, not a bad look for this show. Our progress report. Top 5, we got. 15, we got. But 10, they don't want to give us. Now, we got some pay-per-view. We got some regular. We got some shows. And we got the #1 superstar here for 5 weeks. That's happened once. So, defeat other shows champion happened 3 times. We have not gotten 10 million in cash. We got our 3 thumbs up rivalry rating 3 times, and we got no injuries 4 times, and yeah, so we obviously haven't made it to Mania yet, and gotten to Mania, and gotten the Rumble, and gotten 8 million fans, and that's weird because we have 3 million in the ratings, so how do you get to the 1 million fans? Like, how does that work? What is that? You would think with 3 million in the ratings, that would count for something, but perhaps, yeah, it was, like, if I get past where I started at, so when I hit 4 million, and then 5, and then 6 in the ratings, that's not going to happen, but, you know, I'm not sure how that works. So, again, I'm a little confused. But, that was our show for today. We're doing A-OK in our everything at this point, which is great. And let's just check on, alright, 3 weeks on the contract for a lot of guys. So, deals happening, and that's going to be tomorrow, spending some money on that. So, a pretty good Tuesday, if I do say so myself. I am your host, Attack Slug. Tomorrow, we head our last final week until SummerSlam in Greenwich, Connecticut. And then on Thursday, I suppose it will be SummerSlam. But right now, I'm going to save. I'm going to say thanks for watching. I'm Attack Slug. I'll see you later. I'll see you right here. More GM mode on the channel. And until then, I'm out.